Internal Auditor of ISO 20000 Service Management System Standard, ISO 14001 2015 Environmental Management System, and OSHA 1800 2007. He is the founder of non-profit core HRIR group with 5,000 plus members, senior HR professional national wide, conducted many HR professional meets, webinars, and shining HR awards. His achievements include being HRCI ambassador representing Indian HR fraternity at global level, successfully completion of 10 plus batches of HR aspirants with 100% pass ratio, conducted numerous guest lecture, industry expert talk, and IDP at Top Management and Technical Institute. He is a zonal team member of NHRD Delhi NCR chapter, member for FMA all conferences on HR related topics, and member of Young Leader Council AIMA. He has published several articles of HR topics in LinkedIn, various online HR magazines, and participated in many conference seminars as speaker and panel member. He has been recognized with Best Award for Organizational Capability Improvement and Best Achievers Award by YMSLI. He has also nominated for presentation at International HR Conference by NASCOM. We welcome you, sir. Now, I would like to introduce our head of the Department of Human Resource Management, BG Vaishnav College, Dr. N.C. Martin. He is a highly experienced academician and has about 20 years of academic and administrative experience as professor, HOD, dean, and registrar. He did his postgraduate in labor management and PhD in labor laws from Tamil Nadu Institute of Labor Studies. He started his career as a lecturer from the same institutions. He held various positions in arts and science colleges, engineering, and media colleges. He held academic positions in various educational institutions such as Sri Chandraprabhu Jain College as an assistant professor and HOD of MSW department, SAMS College of Engineering and Technology as a professor and HOD of MBA department. He was also the placement officer for entire division of SAMS College of Engineering and Technology. During his tenure, he successfully placed engineering and management graduates in top-notch companies of manufacturing service sectors across the country. He continued his career in St. Joseph College of Arts and Science as a Dean of Academics and LV Prasad Film School, one of the best film schools in Asia, working as a registrar. He acted as a jury representing the Employees Federation of Southern India for the selection of companies for the best practices for year 2018 and 2019. He has added number of research papers and publications to his credit, and he is an expert in subject of labor legislations and industrial relations. He has given centum results in various HR specialized subjects in the university examination. We welcome you, sir. This meeting is recorded for the educational purpose. In case of any doubts or questions, the participants can unmute themselves or type the questions in the chat box. Now, I request Dr. N.C. Martin to speak a few words about the topic of the day.
Yeah, thank you, Kalyani, for the introduction.
Yes.
It's a very pleasant, happy, breezy, and cool morning for everyone. And on behalf of our management secretary, Sri Ashok Mundraji, and our beloved principal, Captain Dr. S. Santosh Babu, on behalf of our faculty members, I welcome all the participants, students, professors, HR fraternity. I'm also very special welcome to our chief guest of the day, a resource person, Vir Bharat, so head business partner, Yamaha Motor Solution India, for being giving his consent to host the webinar for everyone. Thank you, sir. So the topic today, the leadership in crisis. It's really a suitable topic for the day. So coming into a conceptual understanding on the leadership. So leadership is action of learning people in an organization towards achieving the goals. So leaders do this by influencing employee behaviors in many ways. They set a very clear vision for the organization, and also they motivates their employees and guides them through the work process and builds their morale. So which is very essential for growth and success of any organization for that matter. We everyone are reeling under the present crisis situation, and in one or the other way, we are experiencing varied stress in personal and our professional life. A crisis situation can make or break anyone for that matter, and leaders are not exceptional. But a proactive leader can withstand and overcome it if he is determined and clever enough to analyze and predict the problems. The current COVID situation poses an enormous challenge for leaders across the globe. The uncertainty surrounded in this situation makes the leaders' challenge and even more complex. At present, the leaders face innumerable dilemmas and conflicting demands, and most of them do not have a right solution under this unprecedented situation. So, the leaders who communicate effectively and who learn from the mistakes are able to sustain in the business and are able to realize their success. So those who hesitate to avoid the crisis situation will be under trouble. So according to Professor Ronald Riggio, a professor of leadership and organizational psychologist, so he is of the opinion that leaders have to be trained and prepared so that they can execute based on the gravity of the crisis. So it is through regular training and experiencing them under the difficult situation, so they can be groomed to perform well. So in every corner of the country, new leaders have stood up to address the ongoing crisis of the COVID pandemic. So the most essential element of crisis leadership is clear and a trustworthy communication with his fellow beings, that is their employees. So then they need to be confident, and not only that, they should have the confidence that others see them as a competent person. So the open and honest leaders are more believable in the crisis, they can say. So they should trust their subordinates that they would perform to the best of their abilities. Sometimes leaders focus on the negative aspects of a crisis and do not perceive the opportunities in the situation. So no doubt the crises are opportunities for organizational change and can revive, because a crisis brings to the attention of the leader the prominent issues that are being neglected and explore the possibilities for innovation and a better system in place. In short, I could say that a crisis can leave leaders and their community shaken, but it can also present an opportunity for growth. So the crises are places where we find our greatness, because they push us in many ways that in terms of in times of normalcy, so we don't get pushed. So crisis provides better opportunities for a leader to explore and develop their hidden abilities in order to overcome it. So leadership demands are often unprecedented nature, and in order to stay in the competitive business environment, developing crisis leadership competencies is mandatory. Thank you. All the best.
So, Kalyani, should I start?
Yes, students coordinator.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, you can start, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. So, thank you so much, Kalyani, for introducing me so well, and thank you, Dr. Martin, for setting the context so well that I believe that it is going to help students to understand about the subject. I'm not going to bore you. First of all, uh, I'm going to talk you on a very practical notes, and let me tell you that why I have proposed this topic. What I believe is that all of you is going to become a leader one day, okay? Or you are leader now also for your the juniors, for your peers, for your colleagues, or you can say the mates, and what kind of leadership behavior you should have, especially in this crisis time. So that is the whole context of the discussion is. Maybe I will touch upon maybe 4 or 5, maximum 4 or 5 points within the given time. But what I would like to from you, all of you, is that please participate in discussion. It is not a one-way, uh, lecture that I am here to give you, and just to talk on the any theoretical kind of things. I'm going to talk on a very practical things, and I would love to hear your contribution to the discussion. So it is like I would like to call it as a uh, intellectual discussion, not is a one way communication. So before I start, as I mentioned about that, you all are going to become a leader in corporates. You are going to you are currently you are as a leader. So what is the definition of leader? What do you understand? Very practical uh, mm, input. I I expect from all of you, not the written or any Google kind of reply. Give me the reply as you understand. What is leader? Who is leader?
Sir, a person who commands or who leads, who leads the way or the path.
Okay, okay. Any other definition? Yeah, Priyanka is writing who leads the team. Thank you, Priyanka. Any other comments or any other input? You can turn on a video or audio. You can speak. I would love to hear your contribution. Yes,
A person who's able to motivate his teammates and make them achieve the goal.
yes, yes. Very good input. Anybody else? Manna is writing leaders refer to that person who don't force to do things. Okay, very good. You can see the whole comment. Things, but influence you do. Yes, very good input. So until unless you will not, you will not respond. I believe that you are not part of discussion. You are just, here to listen something which is not meaning for you. So it's better to leave the call. Because until unless you are not connected with the subject, it is very difficult to you to understand that why we are discussing. It is not something. I believe that it is not the compulsion for you to attend this training or this webinar. So better to participate. What is leader? Who is leader? And my question to you is, who is leader? So there are 76 people and only 4 or 5 replies. Yes. Inderveer, who will boost the morale of the team and will participate as a friend. Yes, very good definition. Any other?
Sir, it's endeavor, sir.
Sorry?
It's endeavor.
Okay. Okay, endeavor. Okay, sorry. Yes. Any other person? Okay, so let me give you very simple and meaningful definition of leader. Means that whatever you have mentioned, whatever you have talked, it is right. It is the, you can say, the quality of the leadership, or you can say the person who is considered as a leader must have these qualities. But the differentiation between a manager or a normal person or the leader is that leader can see better. Means leader is who can see better than you. Okay, so or better than the team. So for example, if you have seen any organizational hierarchy, you have seen that leaders positions always kept at the top. So why it is like that? Because company or organization believe that the person who is sitting at the top have good vision or good vision or view of the future, because that person is responsible to taking the whole organization or whatever it is the society, country, or it is your home, or it is your family. The person is to be considered as a good leader if the person has the vision to see the future. So that is the definition of the leader is that if you have all these qualities but you do not see better than others, then it is very you are not very different from the other people in the organization. Now coming to the current time, yes Poonam, studies of leadership involving trade situation, interaction, function, behavior, power, vision, values, and intelligence, among others. Yes. Now coming to the current time. So what do you think that in this situation, how you define, as per my understanding that I have shared with you, that the person who can see better than others is a better leader. So in the current time, how you can think, or how you can say that the role of the leadership in the current situation is like this. Can you think and then give your input? In the current time, how can you say that a leader is something like this, or a leader is something who can see better than others? So in current situation, how it's fit? That is my question is.
Sir, I think in the current times, relating to your question, I think the leader, if they see better, I think they should be able to anticipate what's going to happen next, because we've all been adapted to this pandemic, and it
Mhm,
was not something we all expected. So it's been going on for 1.5 years now. So I
mhm.
think a leader should be able to predict if something's going to happen. This is how we're going to have to work around it. So
Yes,
that's
very,
my.
very, very good input. Yes. Uh, let's think very practical. Like suppose if you are working in an organization, so what kind of things may happen with the leadership or with the organization? Let's forget for a minute for the leader, but let's think about that. If you are running an organization where you have to pay the salary to the people, your business is on not doing well because of the pandemic, and your stakeholders asking question. So how to how to this situation, how the leader should think, or how the leader is actually thinking. That is my question is. A leader is the one in charge, the person who convince other people. No, this is not the definition of leader. Leader never convince people to follow. Leader motivate. I think many good input that you many of you have given, but leader never convince anybody to follow, but leader motivates with the vision, with the the thought that okay, I can see better than you, and let you just support me to achieve those visions. So leader motivate. Now if anybody want to add, please add, else I'll continue. So in current situation there are three things that is happening. Okay, one is that people is in leaders is in denial mode. Denial mode means that like I cannot do anything. I have to sit and let's pass this difficult time, and depression kind of things is happening, and not thinking that how to overcome to this situation. So this is one kind of leadership, could be you can find in the corporates or in the anywhere. The second type of leader is that acceptance. Acceptance means that the leaders has accepted the situation, that okay, this is the situation, and this is the best thing that we can do. So those leaders or those organizations, what they are doing, they are just trying to survive. So maybe some kind of salary cut, or some kind of changes in the organizational structure, that kind of things that the leaders are doing. The third kind of leader is the leader that that defined leader is that how to navigate. How to navigate means in the current situation also, can we think something that can help me to navigate from this situation? And that's where the leaders, the leaders differentiation between the leaders comes out. And what is the meaning of navigating, or you can say surviving in the current crisis situation, is that convert adversity into opportunity. That how can I convert adversity into opportunity? Can you think any organization or any company, because we all are living in society, and we can see that many of the organization has changed their way of operation. Even the product that they are into earlier, now they are into a totally a different business or adding new vertical. So have you seen that kind of example in your society or in your environment? Can you think any example? So if you remember during first lockdown, first phase of COVID, when we have seen that entire country was locked. So at that time, Uber is the company which runs on business of taxi and the shared kind of platform that it provide. So they have changed their whole model to deliver the medicines, deliver the groceries, vegetables, and they have changed their model from mobility of the people to transportation of the goods. So this is the example of converting adversity into opportunity. Can you think that more examples that you have seen in your environment, or have you heard in any news anywhere? Any examples yes or no, you can write.
Actually, no, sir. I'm not able to relate with my environment. What?
Okay. So there are various companies, those who are not earlier into medical equipment or medical, you can say health industries. Many of the companies, they have changed their nature of services from what they are doing. Either they are in manufacturing of something else, or producing something else, but they have changed their line of business uh, from the from that business to the you can say opportunity, that they have tapped that adversity and turned into the opportunity. And this is not, you can say that taking benefit of the situation. It is not like that, because they are ultimately helping the society by changing the, yes, Garuda Aerospace. What kind of example can you write? Can you explain to others what kind of change that they have done?
Yes, so Garuda Aerospace is basically for drones.
Yes.
So they work for they basically work under for agriculture, sanitation, and a lot of things. So
Mhm.
during lockdown, they changed. They provided services. So in since we had no contact and people needed medicines and food, they
Mhm.
used their drones to deliver medicines and food to people during the lockdown.
Yes, yes. So what I'm trying to explain to because you are going to become a future leader, when difficult time or crisis comes, don't do the first and second phase that I have explained, denial and acceptance, but think about how to navigate. Think about that, how I can pass through or go through the situation, and what kind of opportunity I can create that can help to the society as well as survive, or you can say navigate from the adversity. Like one example that you all have seen, however, that is, that many of them has uh, been pushed by the government, but many of the hotels you have seen that converted into the isolation centers, or providing the medical care of the same facility. But in earlier time, many of like ITC and many of the hotel chain that we know, they have converted their facilities into the medical facilities. Why? Because they understand that, because in the current situation, their luxury or their the hotel business is not going to work. So how to survive in this given situation? Let's transform the whole facility into medical facility. There is a converting adversity into the opportunity. That is the in the crisis of the time. This is the quality of the leaders, that how to navigate from the given situation. Now the challenge comes is that it is not easy thing. Why? Because your whole team and structure is designed and developed to do something which is different in that you are expecting to do. You are till now you are with me. You have understood the whole the sequence that I am explaining to you.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So in this situation, the quality that you all have talked about, that that is required. And I would like to explain on the three major quality of the leaders, and I call it 3C. 3C is compassion, communication, and collaboration. This is the three quality of a leader will help to navigate in the given situation. Means what I am saying, that suppose if I am saying that sorry, my company needs to change from the current business or current services to different services. So in that, what I need that my people should come and should support the new vision or the new objective that I am thinking of. I am believing that it is going to help me to navigate from the current situation to the better situation. So the first C that I have explained is compassion. Compassion is that you have the feeling about your people, empathy about your people. Being a leader, you should empathize with the your people, those who are working with you. For example, suppose it's a crisis time. You are not getting earning money from the customer because business is stopped, but still you are supporting your people in difficult time. You are not asking your people to go out, leave the company, or in the crisis situation you are helping them. Many of the companies that you have heard of, that they are paying 2 years 3 years of salary to the demise or deceased family. So why they are doing this? Because those leaders have the compassion and empathy towards their team members. They know that today what they are, or in future if they want to navigate from the current situation, they need this team. And in the crisis situation, if they are not going to support their people, it is very difficult to get the support. So Chandan has mentioned about that, convince people to follow, whereas I'm saying that not convince but show empathy, or actually not so but actually give the empathy or this compassion that needs your team with you. Then only your teams will stand with you in the time of crisis. They know that if I would be required that any support in the crisis, my company will stand or my leader will stand with me. So this is the first quality of leader that is needed in the current situation. Second is communication. Many times what happened that suppose I as a leader, I know I'm facing some problem, and I know that I have that vision that okay, if I'll move my product line or my services from this to this, we may navigate from the current situation. But sometimes what happens that they fail to communicate to their people. Their people have the dilemma, or that what is going to happen. They are very tensed that what in the current situation they heard so many negative stories all around. This company is firing hundred or thousand of people, or so those things is going on. But here the leader is trying to navigate from the situation but not communicated well. Then what happened, the team will not support the leaders to navigate from the current situation. So communication is the key in the current crisis. Now the question arises, how to communicate. The new style of communication is now storytelling. So storytelling is like, suppose if I am saying that that company in the that year this problem had happened, and this company has come out with the problem with changing in the product line. So for example, the Uber example, the hotel examples, or many examples that we all know. I'm not going in that detail, but I'm saying that there are many examples that you can share with your team members, that how they have the power of the storytelling that you can utilize or you can use in your communication. Then people be will understood or understand your situation and the idea that you want to take up. Then third C is collaboration. Collaboration is like you cannot in the current situation, you cannot think that you will give command and people will follow. You have to be you have to work in a collaboration only. Then only you will able to succeed in the current situation. Without collaboration, you cannot succeed in the current situation. And why I'm saying this, because you have limited resources. You are trying to move from one product to another product, or maybe trying to survive with the new approach in your business. Now if you do not have the collaborative approach in working, then what will happen, they will try to they will see that okay, this company is having problem, and still they just dictating us that you need to do this that, but not working in a collaboration, means not understanding the reality of ground reality, what is happening and how to pass through the situation. So that's why collaboration is very important. Now I will take pause here, and I would like to understand, what do you understand by the 3C concept that I have explained? Why, how you explain this 3C style of leadership in the current situation? Can anybody write in the chat box what 3C is that I have explained? Okay, so let me repeat it so that anybody can type for others. 3C is compassion, please write it, communication and collaboration. That 3C I have explained to you. Thank you, Manisha. So now my question is, what do you understand? That how do you first of all, do you believe the concept that I have explained? Will it do you think that it is going to help you, the leader, to navigate from the current crisis situation, or anything else you want to add into it?
So it will definitely help to navigate through the current crisis situation, because compassion and communication is all people need during these difficult times.
Very, very important input that you have given, because until unless you do not have the compassion towards your people, it is not going to you will not going to get back what you are expecting from your team. So hope it's it's making sense to you that how in the current crisis situation you need to as a leader you need to work upon.
Definitely, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much. Now, now I would like to talk on not on the crisis situation only, but as a leader, and I would take here some bit of future of work also in the consideration. However, in the crisis situation also the leadership needs these techniques or the method that I am going to explain you. But as in future also this is going to be a reality, and I would like you to also to understand that what kind of organization or what kind of uh, work is going to be. So today what what you are seeing, it is not going to remain same. So the first thing that being a leader, and future of, if I consider the future of work in leadership, so the first thing that you need to work upon is liquid workforce. I would like to to you to please put it in the chat box so that it give me the feeling that you are listening me and you are actually understanding. So I would recommend you that first listen the whole concept and then write it in your words, please. What is liquid workforce? Liquid workforce is like today what happened that we don't today we hire a person for the for not any fixed kind of term. So we call it as a permanent employee or we call it as a regular employee. But in future what happened that the company will hire to the people basis on the work. So how it is reality in US right now, and those people or those employees is considered as liquid workforce. Liquid workforce means that there is no fixed workforce is working with you. You have assigned a task to the bunch of people, and then they are delivering you. So for example, today if you I'm giving you example to make you more understand this concept, liquid workforce concept. So today suppose if you need a car with driver, so you don't go and buy the car and hire a driver. You just go and click on the your app, and driver with car comes to you. You take the services and then you pay the services for the given time. Now, and you have the option to give the rating about the driver also, that how the behavior and the whole thing. So similarly in future it is like the people or the workforce or the employee, it will be available on similar platforms, and company will going to hire them for the specific period of time. And what would be the basis of hiring would be like the ratings that is given by the past clients and customers. So this is the whole concept of liquid workforce. This is going to be reality in coming time. Now I would touch upon the if time permits, I would touch upon the skill sets and what kind of change that is that is required in current curriculum of the universities, and as well as you have how you can prepare for those environment. But what in terms of leadership, what I'm saying that then leadership should have different mindset from today. Today the leadership have the fixed workforce. They know that what is their expectation, but tomorrow you don't have those people working with you. Then next challenge comes from this problem is that how to control on the processes, because every new people is coming to your workplace or you're working for you. So how to manage the processes? So you need, being a leader, you need a strong control on the processes. Then because it's a liquid workforce, so you need a good governance system. Suppose somebody is not working, or somebody is misusing. So how your governance is going to tackle this? So today it is very easy that you ask person to go and you hire a new person, but in the future of work, it is going to be that you need a framework to manage the governance of those employees. Then fourth thing that it required is IT security. That because many people working from various places, they are not your regular employees, how you are going to, being a leader, to ensure the data security of your organization, how you are going to ensure that the relevant information should only be accessible by the person, those who are working in future of work as a leader. And lastly, you need a agile leadership mindset. What is agile leadership? Agile leadership is something which does not have any fixed mindset. So you have to react on the given situation. You cannot say that I will follow this is the leadership style which make me successful in past. That is not going to work, because scenario is changing very fast. Things are changing on daily basis. You have seen that many startup is now become a bigger than the well established unicorn. So now you as a leader, you need agility in your leadership style. You cannot apply the same technique or same method that will give you the that given you the success in the past. Now I am coming back to you. What are the things that I have discussed in light of the future workforce or future workplaces, in terms of uh, the quality or the skill sets that is required by the leader? Can you please write? Okay, so let me rephrase my question. What is liquid workforce? Can you please write? The hiring of people basis on their work, and they hire people is known as liquid. On what basis they hire? On the basis of type of work you have done in the past. As the company not hired a regular basis workforce, company will hire the candidate on work basis. Just very good. And you can add the rating points also, that on what basis you will be hired. It is not like that today what happened, that you apply for a job and the company call you and then take the interview and then hire you. But in coming future, what will happen, you have to pass some kind of assessment or test, and then you will be onboarded on any of the platform, and then you, basis on your skill set, you will be hired by some person for a small task or something, and then the company will give you the ratings, that okay, this how this person has worked, and basis on your ratings, next employer will going to hire you. So in this there are so many things is involved, like in past, when I have completed my MBA, so maybe I do not require to upgrade myself, because I got a very good job in a good company, and basis on that company name and brand, and the work that I have exposure to work upon, I got another good job. But in coming times, what is happened, this model is not going to work. Your skill set, you are updated or not, what is going in market, because basis on that you will be hired, and you need to keep reskilling yourself. So those things is going to change in the future. So the next is, what to manage this liquid workforce, what kind of things that is required? Can you please explain? I have explained you. I am going to reiterate for you. Please make a note and please put it in the chat box for others. A strong control on processes. That is number one thing that would require to manage the liquid workforce. Then good governance is required. Somebody is writing? A strong control on processes. Good governance.
Yes, sir.
Please write in the chat box for others.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Then IT security. is very important aspect that need to be taken care. And then agile leadership. I think somebody has already written, Avina is written. So this is the whole concept of leader, and in the crisis time, the 3C concept that I have explained, and in future that you need to be required to become a good leader. You need to understand that how to manage on these areas. Now, because it's 11:50, I would love to take question from you. You can start with the leadership thing. I have so many things to share with you, but I don't want to make it miss. If you have understood the things that I have explained, and if I am able to add some value to your understanding and thoughts, that is the success of this program. So I would love to take question from all of you. Can you please open the question and answer session? Kalyani?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Participants can unmute themselves and ask the questions, or can type in the chat box. Sir, actually, I have a question.
Yes, please.
Like, you said as a leader, you need that governance and also IT security and all should be a agile leader. But how we are going to be the future HRs? How we are going on what we have to focus so that we can grow those things and that's.
Yes, so similar thing is going to apply for you also, because you it is not like that the only leaders, those who are CEOs and the management is required these skills, but these skills is to learn how to handle the liquid workforce, how to create the strong control processes to manage this workforce. This skill set is required by you also. And I would like to ask you that what are the skills that is required in the future. You can say that you can say the default skills that is required by the future workforce like you. For example, if you want to become a HR in future, so what are the 3 skills that is very important to you must have? So I think that is the question. So first of all, I would like to ask from you all that what kind of skills that you think that is going to require in future.
So I guess need to be more flexible in future, more flexible, and should be open to new ideas and should be a variant interest. Should have different tries and tastes. I guess this is what I guess.
Yes, so agility you are saying, I guess.
Yes.
Agility is very important. Yes, very good skills that you have explained. Anything else that anybody want to add?
Sir, probably being able to create a sense of purpose amongst the employees.
Yes.
Because these
Definitely.
days, due to work from home, I think it's very difficult to do that.
Yes.
Being able to make decisions on the behalf of the group, like difficult decisions due to this pandemic, we have to take some serious decisions on our investments and other things. So we should be able to do that.
Yes. So yes, very good input, and I'm loving it to hear from all of you that you have a very good understanding on the subject. I would like to give you the 3 major skills that is going to require, as per my understanding is. The first is the agility. I think somebody has mentioned that agility means that you should not take the problem in a fixed mindset. You have to be very innovative in the approach of whatever you that comes to you. So that agility is one skills that is going to require in the future. The second is the analytics. The data analytics is going to be the second skills which you require. So I'll give you example, and then you will able to understand the meaning of data analytics in very simple way. Today, suppose if you join in the organization, So people will not even ask you that you know Excel, Word, or PowerPoint. They expect you that this is the minimum requirement that you have. So they will say that, okay, make the list and send me the file and all. Okay. So in coming time, the similar thing will going to happen with the analytics, and people will expect you that whenever you will come with to me to present anything or to talk on any subject, you will come up with your analysis with the analytics, you know the capability that you must have, understanding of tool or understanding of functional thing. That is very important. Then only you will do the analysis, and people will not expect you that you should come directly with the data, but you should come with the analysis of the data. So this is the second skill that is going to require in future. And the third is, it is the all-time required skills, is communication. Now communication is, I would recommend you, all of you, to learn the storytelling technique. This is very important skills that would be required. If you able to sell your story, if you able to convince your stakeholders, it could be your management, it could be your employees, it could be your customer, anyone. If you able to communicate your ideas and sell your ideas to next person, you will become a successful professional. It is being in HR or any professional field that is going to require. So these three skills is as per me is the key of success in the future. If you have the agile mindset, not a fixed mindset, if you have the understanding of data analytics, and if you know the storytelling technique in your communication, you are going to be successful. So these are the three skills that I would recommend for all of you, that you should start working from today itself, so that you can become successful in future. Yes, next question, please.
Sir, like you mentioned data analysis, what type of data we should know about when we are going to HR or any company, sir? Can you explain that?
Yes. So data analytics is itself a big area that if you want to yes, Ramya, I am going to take your question. So data analytics is like how to interpret the data. For example, today if I ask you that in your college, how much percentage of people are are from which stream, how many of them are having the interest on the specific area of HR, how many of them are have the understanding of the corporates. I'm just giving you a hypothetical example to make you understand the meaning of data. Don't go with the big words, go with the basics. Like that, if suppose if I ask you that if I need to review your course material, or if I need to review your the curriculum, so I would see that is there any link between the student's mindset and the curriculum is, or you can take the third factor of industry requirement. So industry requirement, the student mindset, and your course curriculum. Is there any link between these three? If you able to make any link between these three, that is the data analytics. If you understand the student separately, curriculum separately, and the industry expectation separately, then you are just reading or understanding the data, but not analytics. If you have the linkage between these three with these three factors, then you can say that it is the data analytics.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Now
Sir,
just a second. I'll
okay.
take the question from Ramya. Can you
Yes, sir.
tell me how to keep our team motivated despite conflicts and obstacles? I think somebody has mentioned, and I'd love to hear that quote, that sense of purpose. If as a team, Ramya, if you have sense of purpose, that that we all are here to achieve some common objective or goals. If as a leader, If you have that clarity in your mind, so you can you know minimize the conflicts and obstacle, because people, all the people have team is having the sense that we need to achieve common objective, that is. And the second important thing about the leader is that the the empathy and compassion that I have mentioned, that is also very important. If you able to understand the people pain and the team that is working under you, if you understand their problem, and they know that my leader will stand with me in difficult time, so people will definitely feel motivated working under you. Yes, Nityangi, go ahead.
Sir, you've spoken about data security and IT security. So
Yes.
currently, can you elaborate on some of the methods that are used for data security?
So now there are many ways to manage. I think if I go in technical side, so there are 7 layers of any system that you access. Like today, I'm working on this system, so it has 7 layers of you can say physical layer, network layer, and there are many layers that it required. But if as a HR or as a management professional, if I need to understand the meaning of data security, is that the data should be accessible to the right person. It should not be accessible to the wrong person. Even within the organization also, if the data which is accessible by one person, and that is needed for that person, it should only visible or accessible to that person. Then other aspects of data security is like uh, you know uh, uh, the network security that we keep. Like for example, if I need to use my system, I need a double authentication. The OTP will come on my mobile, then only I can connect with my office network. Second kind of data security is like dual authentication on any of the system that we need. For example, and centralized management of access. Like earlier, we used to have different user management module for all the system that is running in the organization. Today it is being managed by the central user management. So if suppose if you left the organization, I will just disable your access from one system, central system, and whole access of all those system will be disabled automatically. So there are many ways to manage the data security. Then at application level, data security is being managed. For example, some hacker cannot hack your system or your application. So those things you can consider under the data security part. The understanding that you should have, that you have this sensitized your people about the data security. For example, not sharing the password to anyone, not sharing the OTP to anyone. What is the risk involved in it. So it is not about you or you as an individual. You are working in a company, so you are responsible for the brand value of that organization. So all those things comes under the data security part.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Now I would take question from Ashwati Ravi Kumar. Is there something that we aren't practicing now but should be done to better serve customer? Yes. I think Industry 4.0, you know what is the meaning of Industry 4.0 is, Ashwati. So it is about the customized product that we can offer to our customer on real time. Means that suppose if I need a bike, which I feel that this should be the height of the handle, this should be the tire size, this should be the design of my bike. If I am able to being an organization, and my system and the whole setup support me to produce the product based on customized way of my as per my customer, that thing is missing, and that is going to be a game changer in future. So the organization, those who able to maintain the quality as well as the need of the customer in terms of customization. Those things are missing. In terms of uh, what we call it, the services, if you ask me, the in terms of services, what we are missing is proactive approach. I'll share you one example. With my internet provider, I'm using, I should not take the name, but just for your reference, I'm using Airtel internet connection. And what happened that my child has disconnected the cable of that router. I am surprised that this is the first time that I have experienced this kind of customer service, that I have received a SMS on my phone. I was using my laptop and my alternate internet was working, and I received a message on my mobile that I know that you are experiencing an internet connectivity problem, and this is the call log, and the executive is coming assigned to your call. I'm surprised to see the proactiveness of the system, and I am delighted. I'm sharing with you. I have faced lot of those kind of problem, but I haven't remember those. But yesterday only I have experienced this kind of customer service, where I was working on for my because I'm working from home nowadays. So I got a call from the executive within 1 hour of time that I am at your society gate and I need entry. He come, and it was just a disconnection of the power, but the delighted the customer delight that I have felt, that is this very good experience that I got. So those things is going to be a differentiator. Even if today the other service provider comes to me and asks that I am giving you the same feature in the list price, I may not go, because the way that I am getting this customer service from my current service provider is I cannot expect from anyone. So this is the going to be a differentiator in future. Hope it's clear to you, Aswati. So Vinay, if you can explain your question in little, elaborate your question, that then I would love to take this question. Vinay, can you explain? Can you unmute your mic and explain, please, if you are on the call? Kalyani, can you check? Vinay is there?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah, Vinay, go ahead, please. Well, I would like to understand your question first. What do you mean by vulnerability that you have mentioned? Kalyani, can you check with Vinay?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I guess he has some problem with this mic, I guess.
Okay, so he can write until the time I can take the next question. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Anybody have any question?
Sir, I think that's all.
Okay. So that's all from my side also. If you want to conclude this session, we can conclude.
Sir, we have a vote of thanks.
Yes, please.
Yes. Thank you for your valuable time, sir, and it was a very eye-opening session. Now I request Abhinash of first year MA HRM to render the vote of thanks.
Before you're a leader, success is all about growing yourself. When you become a leader, success is all about growing others. I, Abhinash of first MA HRM, take this wonderful opportunity to thank our esteemed speaker, Mr. Vir Bharat, Head HR Business Partner, Yamaha Motor Solutions, India, for sharing his valuable insights and knowledge on the topic leadership in crisis. I'd like to share a few key takeaways from today's session. A leader is someone who has a vision to future. The three main qualities of a good leader, the 3 C's are compassion, communication, collaboration. Future of work and leadership is liquid workforce. We are the future HR who really work on the understanding provided by a lively speaker. Sharing is caring is an old age proverb. True to this thought, I would like to thank our PG Department of HRM's pillar, our HOD Dr. N.C. Martin for arranging this webinar, and Professor Subatni for her support to organize the webinar, providing us with an enlightening tour to the pragmatic arena of HR. I extend my gratitude to participants from various professions and students. Kindly fill up the feedback form which is provided in the chat box and email with your email ID. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone, and Dr. Martin for arranging this session. And I love interacting with you all, and I'm very delighted to know that the way that you have asked the question and interacted with me. I believe that I'm able to add some value to your thoughts. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.